Well, you know, my boxing career ended in 1980, at the end of 1988, I think. No, I'm sorry, I had my last fight in 1989. And it just got to a point where I knew that in the sport of boxing, you know, being good, there's a difference between being good and being great. So I knew I took it as far as I could. And so I just left boxing after I had a few fights after I fought Duran, and I won them all, but it was against, you know, it was against lesser opposition, and I wasn't going any further, and I knew that. So, so I just had been writing songs the whole time when I was playing. I mean, when I was a boxer, I was still writing songs during that time. And when I quit boxing, I just said, "Hey, I'm gonna pursue this music thing. I'm gonna go into it." And all the songs I had written got noticed by Miles Copeland, who managed Sting and the Police. And he came, and Miles Copeland came down to hear me literally playing in a pizza restaurant in a corner with an acoustic guitar. And to make a long story short, I got offered a record deal, and there was my first record, Hammer and Nail, came out, and it was over 20 years ago, and somehow I've managed to keep this thing going. My guide in music, without a doubt, is my manager slash co-writing partner, Billy Maddox. I met Billy through my cousin, my first cousin, Stan Thorn, who was the keyboard player in Parliament and the Funkadelics. And I was playing some songs I had written when I was a teenager for him on my acoustic guitar, and he thought I had talent, and he knew Billy, who was already a professional songwriter, who's having a career as a songwriter, and he just introduced me to Billy, and Billy saw something in me, started tutoring me and mentoring me and teaching me how to put songs together. Next thing I know, 20 years just went by. Well, we've been actually working together more like 30 years, yeah. But he's, that's how it happened.
So you guys were friends even before you entered into your boxing career?
Oh yeah.
So were you doing music? Like, were you writing and doing all that kind of
during
stuff?
During the whole time I was boxing, I was writing songs too. Just something me and Billy would meet. We'd meet like 1 or 2 nights a week, and we'd just write songs. And writing them songs is what got me out of the furniture factory I was working in. Because even though I was a boxer, unless you're the absolute best, you know, you don't make a lot of money. And so I had to support myself working in a chair factory. Me and Billy's been working together since I was 17. I'm 53 now. And I take a lot of pride in that we have had that longevity, because having longevity with anybody in a business situation it can be tricky, but we get along good and we complement each other, and there's no doubt I would not be here without him. It was a learning experience. When my record come out on A&M, which was at the time, that's a big label, but the sad part was when my record was coming out, A&M was being bought out by a larger company, and so I got the boot, and the record Hammer and Nail got no attention whatsoever. And so after that, me and Billy just went independent. Yep, we started just pressing our own CDs. We had our own studio, and we just got in the car with a box of CDs and just started touring around and just building an audience. And, but I got real fortunate early on when I was working with Miles Copeland. I got a bunch of gigs opening up for Sting, and those shows went really well. And after I did the shows with Sting, the word got out about this guy with an acoustic guitar with no band who could entertain a crowd, and it just started snowballing. And I started getting these opening slots for artists like Bonnie Raitt, Mark Knopfler, Jeff Beck, all these people. And so even though I was an opening act each night, I didn't realize I was actually building an audience, because I could come back into those same cities 6 months later, and some of those people would come see me. And so, just it ain't any one thing that makes something successful. It's just a whole bunch of little things, and it still continues to be that way. And ever since we've been doing this, it's every year has gotten better than the year before. And I define better as number of fans that come see us. And that's, in my business, that's everything. Without fans that will come see you, you ain't got nothing.